Did you know that by age 65, 1 in 9 Americans will develop Alzheimer's disease? But here's what's truly terrifying. The damage to your memory isn't starting at 65. It's happening right now, every single day, with 3 foods sitting in your kitchen that you probably ate within the last 24 hours. I'm not talking about obviously unhealthy junk food. I'm talking about foods that most people consider normal, even healthy. Foods that are literally rewiring your brain for failure, shrinking the very areas responsible for forming new memories, and retrieving old ones. Now, before you think I'm being dramatic, let me share what the latest research is revealing about this hidden epidemic. What if I told you that memory decline isn't just normal aging, it's actually preventable brain damage caused by specific dietary choices? The medical establishment wants you to believe that forgetting names, losing your keys, and experiencing brain fog are inevitable parts of getting older. But cutting-edge research from leading universities is proving them wrong. I've spent 3 years diving deep into neuroscience studies, and what I discovered about the connection between diet and brain health will completely change how you think about memory loss. Here's what the latest research from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and the Mayo Clinic is telling us about memory loss and why the foods you're about to learn about are more dangerous to your brain than smoking is to your lungs. Scientific foundation. Your brain consumes 20% of your daily calories, making it the most energy-hungry organ in your body. But here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't just need fuel, it needs the right fuel. When you eat certain foods, they trigger a cascade of inflammation in your brain that's invisible to you but devastating to your memory cells. This inflammation damages the hippocampus, that's your brain's memory center, and disrupts the delicate chemical balance needed for forming and retrieving memories. Think of it like putting sugar in a car's gas tank. The engine might run for a while, but eventually, it's going to break down. The 3 foods I'm about to reveal don't just cause temporary brain fog, they literally shrink your brain tissue over time. The first one is probably sitting in your pantry right now, and you might have even eaten it for breakfast this morning. Food number 1, refined sugar and processed carbohydrates. Food number 1 is refined sugar and processed carbohydrates, but not where you think. Yes, candy and soda are obvious culprits, but I'm talking about the hidden sugars lurking in foods marketed as healthy. That low-fat yogurt, it contains more sugar than a candy bar. Your whole grain cereal, it spikes your blood sugar faster than table sugar. Even that protein bar you think is healthy often contains 20+ grams of sugar disguised under names like brown rice syrup and evaporated cane juice. Here's what happens in your brain when you eat these foods. Within 30 minutes, your blood sugar skyrockets, triggering a massive release of insulin. This insulin surge doesn't just affect your body, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and creates chaos in your memory center. A groundbreaking study from UCLA found that rats fed a high-sugar diet for just 6 weeks showed significant memory impairment and couldn't navigate a maze they had previously mastered. But the real damage happens when this becomes a daily pattern. Every time you spike your blood sugar, you're essentially aging your brain at warp speed. And the second food makes this problem 10 times worse. Food number 2, inflammatory vegetable oils. Food number 2 is what I call the silent brain killer, inflammatory vegetable oils. I'm talking about soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil. These oils are in virtually everything processed. Your salad dressing, mayonnaise, crackers, frozen meals, restaurant food, and even foods labeled heart healthy. The food industry loves these oils because they're cheap and shelf-stable, but your brain pays a devastating price. Here's the science that will blow your mind. These oils contain astronomical levels of omega-6 fatty acids that trigger neuroinflammation, literally setting your brain on fire. When combined with the sugar spikes from food number 1, it creates what researchers call the perfect storm for memory destruction. A study published in the Journal of Neuroinflammation found that people consuming high amounts of these oils showed a 70% increase in brain inflammation markers and performed significantly worse on memory tests within just 12 weeks. But here's what's truly frightening. This inflammation doesn't just affect your memory today. It creates a cascading effect that damages the protective coating around your brain cells called myelin. Once that's damaged, your brain literally starts short-circuiting, like electrical wires with frayed insulation. Now, if you think you can avoid these oils by cooking at home, think again. The third food is something 90% of people consider a healthy food, and it might be the most dangerous of all. Food number 3, whole wheat and healthy grains. Food number 3 is going to shock you because your doctor probably told you to eat more of it. I'm talking about whole wheat and other grains that have been marketed as brain food for decades. Whole grain bread, brown rice, oatmeal, quinoa, pasta, the very foods nutritionists have been pushing as healthy alternatives, are actually accelerating cognitive decline in millions of people. Here's what they don't tell you. Modern wheat has been so genetically modified that it's virtually unrecognizable from the wheat our grandparents ate. Today's wheat contains a protein called gliadin that doesn't just cause digestive issues, it crosses your blood-brain barrier and binds to opiate receptors in your brain, creating an addiction-like response. But that's just the beginning of the damage. Every time you eat these healthy grains, they trigger the release of zonulin, a protein that makes both your gut and your blood-brain barrier more permeable. This creates what scientists call leaky brain syndrome, allowing toxins and inflammatory molecules to flood directly into your brain tissue. A landmark study from the Mayo Clinic followed 700 people for 4 years and found that those eating the most whole grains had a 42% higher risk of cognitive decline compared to those who avoided them entirely. The most devastating part? These grains work synergistically with foods 1 and 2. The grain-induced inflammation makes your brain more sensitive to sugar spikes, while the damaged blood-brain barrier allows those toxic vegetable oils to penetrate deeper into your memory centers. It's like opening the floodgates for brain destruction. Now, I know what you're thinking. If these 3 foods are everywhere, what am I supposed to eat? The good news is, once you understand what's damaging your brain, the solutions are surprisingly simple. Solutions and action steps. Here's your memory rescue plan, and it's easier than you think. First, swap those hidden sugars for whole foods that stabilize blood sugar. Replace that flavored yogurt with plain Greek yogurt and fresh berries. Ditch the granola for raw nuts and seeds, and choose vegetables over grains as your primary carbs. Second, eliminate those brain-toxic oils by reading every label. If you see soybean, canola, corn, or sunflower oil, put it back. Cook with coconut oil, olive oil, or grass-fed butter instead. Your brain will thank you within days. For the grain addiction, I know this seems overwhelming, but start small. Replace your morning toast with eggs and avocado. Swap pasta for zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash. Try cauliflower rice instead of brown rice. And here's a game changer. Add brain-boosting foods like wild-caught salmon, blueberries, and leafy greens to actively repair the damage you've already done. The research is clear. When people eliminate these 3 brain-toxic foods, measurable improvements in cognitive function occur within weeks. Studies show significant improvements in memory recall, mental clarity, and processing speed. The brain's neuroplasticity, its ability to repair and rewire itself, kicks into overdrive once you stop feeding it inflammatory foods and start providing the nutrients it actually needs to thrive. But this is just the beginning. These 3 foods are only part of the story. Here's the truth. Your memory loss isn't inevitable, and it's not just aging. Every single day, you have the power to choose foods that either destroy your brain or rebuild it. Those 3 foods, hidden sugars, inflammatory oils, and modern grains, have been silently stealing your memories for years, but now you know their secret. The question is, what are you going to do with this information? Start with just one swap today. Choose one meal, replace one harmful food, and pay attention to how you feel. Your brain is incredibly resilient. It wants to heal, it wants to remember, and it's waiting for you to stop sabotaging it. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and share it with someone you care about. Their memory might depend on it. Don't let another day of memory loss slip away when the solution is literally sitting on your dinner plate. Remember, your brain is not broken. It's just been eating the wrong fuel. Time to change that.